Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster Perfect Stats Guide. So I'm going to do just a real quick video here on, I think, the things that are important to have before you start the leveling process. I'm actually deep in Kefka's Tower here. This is the area where the Fiend Dragon spawns. This is my favorite place to level. I know not everybody likes it, but again, it's my favorite. My biggest gripe about it is that it just takes a little bit to get here, like a minute to get here. Whereas, like, you know, the dinosaur forest is just right out on the map. You can fly right there and boom, right? But I like this spot just a little bit better. I think it's a little bit safer, and yeah, again, I just prefer this spot. So, anyways, a couple of the things that you really want to have here. So, I use Mog as kind of like my relic holder. Basically, he comes in, or I use him to get my character that I want leveled to this spot. Basically, I equip him with a Malulu charm, right? That's the one that prevents all encounters. And then once I get here, I equip him with an alarm earring and then a gale hairpin. So alarm earring is going to prevent back attacks and attack from the sides. That's probably obvious. It does exactly what it says. It's fantastic. And then the gale hairpin is going to increase the frequency of preemptive strikes, meaning we're going to get to react, you know, first more often. So again, very, very important relics to have there. All right, so for Sabin, I actually just brought Sabin here because I think that he's probably the toughest person to level, specifically here anyway. And why is that? Well, because his weapons are all pretty terrible. None of them give him any physical evasion, which is the most important thing, and in my opinion, to leveling here. And you know, the reason for that is I'm not worried about any of the magic spells that these enemies are going to cast, but what can kill us is the physical attacks. So again, I think that he's just the toughest person to level because of that. Now, so what do I equip with him then? All right, so let's do the green beret. And then I actually really like to have a Mirage Vest too. So of all of the like equipment that I would recommend having, it's Paladin Shield, it's Mirage Vest, Green Beret, and then it's not necessary, but a Celestriad is really good to have, and then a Soul of Themasia. The Celestriad, I've got a video up of how to get them very quickly. Unfortunately, though, it does require you to do the Phoenix Cave without really getting into random encounters there. That's doable by, you know, saving, and basically, you know, you take a step and then save and take a step. And again, that process is annoying, but, you know, with Mog able to get you all the way through, like his group, you know, gets into no encounters, and then you want to do like a ward bangle on your second characters or your second group as well. Again, it is a little time consuming, but it is the fastest way to get a Celestriad, and yeah, I think that it's handy to have, though it's not necessary. It's just with it means that you're going to be able to stay here the whole time. And so what I like to do again is I like to start out kind of like this, Celestriad, Soul of Themasia, because we're going to be able to double cast in battle. And so let's just do a battle right here. And here's again, we're only ever going to get into battles with these Fiend Dragons. You'll either get into a battle with two of them, or you'll get into a battle with a single. And, alright, so let's just nuke Mog down. And then we'll dual cast Ultima. And early on, this is, it can be a little rough because we're not actually going to be able to kill them with a double casted Ultima, but eventually it will. And so Heartless Angel is what makes this somewhat dangerous, right? Because it's going to knock us down to 1 HP. But with enough physical evasion, we can't be killed. So, and eventually here I won't even bother healing myself in between these fights. But I'll just we'll just keep going here and show you. And again, that's another reason why I think that the Mirage Vest is nice as well, is sometimes it will nullify a physical attack. So again, I think that yeah, I don't know, it ends up being a very safe place to level. I would argue, and I know it seems crazy, right? Because these things are able to knock us down to 1 HP, but the thing is, at least when they use Southern Cross, we can absorb that damage, whereas if you're fighting in the dinosaur forest, and here, we'll speak of Southern Cross, well, what do you know? But the problem is with the dinosaur forest, you cannot absorb meteor. There's just no way to, you know, prevent that damage. So the only defense you really have is having more magic defense. And, you know, I don't know. It's just, it makes, again, in my opinion, it makes this actually just a little bit safer. And then on top of that, in this spot, we are never going to run into something like a Brachiosaur, which can, you know, stomp you in like a single turn. So again, that's my preference anyway, is to level here. I don't know if I'm going to do any footage here of the dinosaur. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just let's go do that. But yeah, let's that is the Fiend Dragons. Again, I really prefer this spot. Let's get out of here. The other thing that you can do too eventually is once your magic stat gets good enough, you can actually you can take the Soul of Thaumasia off and then go with an experience egg, or growth egg, I guess it's called in this one. And you know, you're not going to be able to take them down in one turn, but being that you're just not going to get killed with those physical attacks if your evasion is high enough. It actually does make it so that it speeds the process up a little bit. So okay, let's go to Sabin again and Mog. And I'll just show you here the second spot, and then I'll go into the different gear for the other characters. And actually, you know, let's do one other thing here too. Let's check. So one of the other things that you can do here is to equip the Merit Award. So that there's only a couple of people that I would say that this is maybe, I don't even know if I would say necessary, but it can help. Yeah, it looks a little bit like this. Where did our Mirage Vest go? There we are. So, oops. Okay. So that bumps him all the way up to 112 evasion. I mean, that's almost impossible to kill him. So let's just zip around here like this. Now the problem with this though is that you know, the Merit Award is then taking up a slot, and so then you have to decide. Okay, well, do I want to, you know, use a growth egg for that second relic, or do I stick with the Celestiad and just level slower? And you know, that's a question for you to decide. What I usually do is not use the Merit Award and just kind of roll the dice with these battles, and you know, with like the Green Beret and the Paladin Shield, that's usually enough to keep you fairly safe. Now, these Tyrannosaurs, I mean, I don't know, I always seem like I'm getting hit by them more often too, which is another reason why I don't really like this spot, but we'll just heal in between battles. Let's check our stats as well. So up to 83 magic. I would say that because of, I guess, how this is working, or how the stats are working right now, it seems to me that so in other versions of the game, you could go all the way up to 128 magic naturally, and then you could have your gear take you over 128. That is not the case with this version of the game. I noticed that if you run your magic all the way up to 128 via the leveling process, if you put gear on after that, the gear is not adding to your magic stat. So my opinion is only go to 110, and that's what I did with my characters. So yeah, all right, so 89 magic, yeah, and I mean, I don't know, so this is working fairly well also. The dinosaurs kind of are, in my opinion, a little bit more dangerous because of, for one thing, bite hits really, really hard when it actually connects, but also the meteor. You know, again, there's no real defense against this other than just more magic resist. So there's a good chance. I mean, if let's just say I ran into two Tyrannosaurs right there, and if they double cast Meteor on me, I'm dead. And so, so yeah, that kind of stinks. But I don't know. You know, I guess it's personal preference, I suppose, at the end of the day. But again, I actually really like the other spot a little bit better. But this does work. I mean, and this has been honestly working fairly well. So, all right, I'll make this the last one, and then I'll start talking a little bit about the gear. But yeah, that's a little scary. All right, looks good. Looks good. Okay, all right. So let's talk gear. Let's remove this stuff. So that Sabin, again, in my opinion, he's the I guess maybe most dangerous to level. Again, because his evasion is just horrid. Mog is probably the maybe not necessarily this spot, but certainly in Kefka's tower, he's unkillable. With 255 defense. You know, and the Paladin shield, it makes it so that he'll absorb all of the Southern Cross that the Fiend Dragon uses. And then his 255 defense makes sure that any physical attack that actually does connect with him does 0 damage. Again, Mog ends up being completely unkillable in that other spot. Same with Gal. Terra, as well as, I mean, it's really anybody that has the Lightbringer has the easiest time of leveling. The Lightbringer just adds so much physical evasion that, yeah, I mean, look at, so we're at 105 here on Terra. This is optimal setup for Terra, Celeste, Edgar, Locke. Is that it? I think that might be it. Yeah, and then, you know, again, we'll do like a growth egg and a Celestriad, and just, you know, do one MP cost Ultimas. So that's Terra. Locke, again, same deal. You do Lightbringer. Again, and this is also, you do Green Berets on everybody. And then the Miracle, or the Mirage Vest. Everybody can equip the Mirage Vest other than, I think, Umarl. So same with Green Beret. And Paladin Shield, jeez. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the best equipment setups for everybody is Paladin Shield, Green Beret, and Mirage Vest. And then it depends on which character we're talking about, but then the weapon gets a little bit changed. Okay, so let's talk. Okay, so Edgar, same deal. You know, he's Lightbringer. We'll throw the Green Beret on there and the Mirage Vest. So even Edgar, who has the worst evasion in the entire game, still ends up with 104 with this gear setup. So again, pretty much unkillable. Shadow is amazing. Shadow gets the Swordbreaker. He's one of a few people that actually get the Swordbreaker. Yeah, so he ends up at 108. So really good stuff. I'm not going to bother with his armor. No armor adds to physical evasion, and so it's not super relevant for, in my opinion, for the leveling process. Celeste, you know, same deal. Lightbringer. Again, you know, she's going to end up, let's just see here. 107. Yeah, so just, you know, fantastic. Cyan is a problem. Cyan is... Oh, crap, and I don't have his best weapon, do I? No, I don't. Shoot. Okay, well, here. Okay, let's just do this. Green Beret. So, if you have the... It used to be called the Sky Render. I don't remember what it's called in this one, but it's the weapon from... It's one of the Warring Triad. That would give him another 10 evasion, so he'd be at 76. That's as good as you can get with Cyan without a Merit Award, which there is, I think, a very strong case for making sure that you actually level Cyan with a Merit Award. You can do Bushido skills with him. You could do, like, oh, and I can't look, dang it. Yeah, because he's not actually in my party. You could do, like, his, you know, his 4-strike... Bushido skills, but you know, again, I think that Cyan is probably the second worst person to actually level, because again, it's his gear, right? And specifically his weapon is just, he's just not getting enough help out of his weapon slot to get his evasion up higher. But yeah, 106 with a Merit Award though, so that it kind of at least works a little bit. Gao is unkillable, same as Mog. Because of the 255 defense, so you know, he's easy. Oh, and also I like to rage with the guard leader. But again, in the other spot in Kefka's Tower, not necessarily here. Setzer is not so great, but he at least does get to use the Gladius, which, you know, does give him an extra, or it gives him about 10 evasion. So he ends up at, wow, 69. There's a joke there. But also you could do the fixed dice instead if you decide to go with the, you could do fixed dice and Master Scroll. That's another really good way to level him. And then if you go that route, well, yeah, you probably want to do Growth Egg, right, to speed things up. So yeah, Setzer's not so great also to level. But it depends on which route you go, right? If you do fixed dice, that's even tougher because then your evasion drops even more. You know, again, because you're probably going to use Master Scroll. I mean, the only other thing that you can do then is do something like, oh, where are they? Prayer Beads. Yeah, and that'll bring him up to 79, but, oops, I keep doing that. But again, yeah, I don't know. He's another tough character to level, just because, again, he's not getting a whole lot of help out of his weapon slot. And it also depends, right? So if you do Ultima spam, then at least you can use Gladius. But, you know, fixed dice is a little bit tougher and more dangerous to level him as. So, Strago, really, really easy to level. Swordbreaker on him. And, again, we'll do, where did my Green Beret go? 86. That's not too bad. It's funny, too. Strago ends up with, you know, better physical evade than some of the other, like, you know, Setzer. So that's kind of funny. Realm is really good. She's set up really, really well. You can do, again, we'll do Swordbreaker. She can use the Cat Ear Hood, which is amazing. It's the best helmet in the game. And so, yeah, she gets all the way up to 93 evasion. She's set up really well. Yeah, so she's real good. Go-Go, same deal here. He's going to use the Swordbreaker and Green Beret, and he ends up at 90, so not too bad. And then that's it. Yeah. So, again, I think your toughest characters are Sabin is the worst, and then Cyan is pretty rough too, and then Setzer. But everybody else is very, very easy to level using this method. So that is going to be it. I'm going to do some character-specific videos, and yeah, so stay tuned for those. All right, thanks for watching.